into it.
Yes, sir.
What's good, Tex?
Man,
How you feeling?
man, it's I'll tell you like this. 2026 just started, dog,
Yeah.
and I'm you see, I'm damn near getting gray hairs already, man. It's a lot going on.
I see you got the beard growing and shit.
Oh yeah.
Wise Tex.
I'm getting it ready for rodeo time, for cook-off
hell
time. They
yeah.
like that. Ladies love that over
And
there.
it's about that time already.
Yes, sir.
Hell
Yes, sir.
yeah.
So we got we got rodeo coming up, man. We got Texas Combat Sports, the boxing promotion I push right now. That's been
Tell me about
to take
that,
off.
because you were just talking about that right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you promoting boxers now and shit?
Yeah, man. So I partnered with Northwest Educational Center. A lot's changed since last time we talked, man. I'm finna update you, man. So Northwest Educational Center is the sponsors and the owners of Texas Combat Sports. I started working with them since the very beginning show, kind of setting everything up. It was something that we were trying out to see what we can do, man, and it took off. Like it blew up pretty good. The production behind it, the investment behind it is paying off from the promoters and everything from the school. I do some hosting on there, talking on the mic and everything during some of the fights. But that we started last year around February, and shit. Okay. 1 year it took off.
In a year,
we're doing they're streaming it over like we partnered with Bombshell, so they're doing a watch party with them. Nice. We did some pretty big things. You know, we also partnered with a lot of the Houston hip hop artists. You know, they'll come out there, walk some of the fighters to the ring. You know, come do some performance and all that. I mean, we got a really big show coming up this weekend.
And how often you been doing this? Like
every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks to 2 months, we have a show. We have about 7 shows a year. So we have, it's kind of our annual stuff. We'll do like this one's gonna be this weekend's gonna be the Mardi Gras, right? Mardi Gras stuff. Yeah. We got 4th of July themes, Halloween stuff. Kind of like it reminds me of the old WWF back in the day. You know,
I was about to say it sounded like you because last time we were talking about Vince McMahon, it's like you.
It's getting there.
You getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. All thanks to my people over at Northwest Educational Center. So
that's what's up.
Y'all hear me say that a lot, and the reason why is because I also teach there. So I teach a course over at the
this
college
is a school.
Yeah, it's like a trade school.
Okay.
So for anybody fresh out of high school or even fresh out of prison, we got a lot of people like us being in the streets or doing music, but they want to come get a career, get a
nice.
get a certification in certain stuff. So like what I teach construction, right? Like home construction. I think the last time we talked, I might have said about building some like when I built the dope house set.
Yeah.
I used to do the phobia, the haunted house stuff, Scream World back in the day. So
you
I've
used
always
to
been
do the
building
sets there and shit.
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I started about 20-something years ago doing phobia, Scream World, and Nightmare in the Bayou. So the main 3 haunted houses here in Houston. I worked at them. I've managed at some of them, phobia mainly, and then I designed some of the sets in those places. So that was something that was something I think that's where it started. Okay. And then eventually, they came at me with teaching a course, which it's really not too far off, right? So we're building basically a fake house, fake sets, and then kind of now building real ones. And so so I've been doing that for the past maybe 6-7 months. And then we also did Texas Combat Sports, which is cool because a lot of my students, we have them get to build a lot, like the stages, the ramps the boxers come out of. They get to build it, and then they get to go to the shows and enjoy the project they built. So it all works hand in hand, man. But yeah, it's been we steady working though. I'm tired already, and we just kicking off 2026, and of course rodeo right down the corner,
right
rodeo,
down the street. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Get ready.
Yeah, and what you got going on with the rodeo?
So we got me working at the radio stations. One of the stations is 93Q that we work at, which one of the most legendary country stations here. We just did they're always winning awards at the Country Music Awards, stuff like that. So 93Q, man, it's dope being part of that station as well because they're real big at the rodeo, right? It's usually a country thing.
So you're gonna be up there, promoting and shit.
Yeah, so we do the cook-off. We got one of the biggest tents in the cook-off. So, I'll have to work that 3 days in a row.
No shit.
You'll see techs out there walking around all sweating and just all tired. Like going from teaching a class to doing radio stuff and then going to the rodeo. And then as soon as the cook-off's done, which is this weekend, whenever y'all watching this, after that, got the whole line. We got a whole month of lineups. You know what I mean? Performances, all that too. So I'll have to be up there a lot, bro. It's
the cook-off is this weekend too?
No, next weekend. This weekend we have the boxing, the Mighty Brawls going on. It's February 21st, this Saturday, at it's gonna be out in Greenspoint at the ULH Center. And that's, still got tickets available right now if you want to go check it out. Or just follow Texas Combat Sports on Instagram, Facebook, all that. And you'll be able to see the flyer, who's fighting, ticket prices, stuff like that. And then next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is when the cook-off is. So that means it's still set up before then.
Right,
so
right.
So it's going to be a really busy week. But
cook-off.
I'm glad you brought me in, too, because it's perfect timing. Because we about all kinds of stuff coming up, man. So y'all get ready.
Nah, hell yeah, for real. Did that make it like? Because I know not to bring up Vince McMahon back, but because you mentioned that shit. And now you talking about the fighting shit. You think like, is that why it was easy to like get involved in that shit?
Yeah, I mean, I always had I've been like, and I feel like me and Vince are really a lot of the same because we're entertainment guys, right? We love entertainment. We like the spectacles. That's what one thing about a lot of the shows and tours we've done is that I try to make them. We like to go big, right? Like Vince, right. He has his WrestleMania and right. Royal Rumble. Like the Straight Outta Texas contest was like our Royal Rumble, right? 30 contestants. Mexican OT won one of them. F&F Chapo, Sam Knight.
30. It was 30 contestants.
Yeah, when OT won, it was 30 contestants. We usually cap at 30. I try not to do more than that. Sometimes we have this last year, 2025, a little bit after we had our last interview.
Yeah.
We had the Straight Outta Texas tour. So now what I'm starting to do, instead of having a Straight Outta Texas contest every 2-3 months, we do it once a year and we just do a tour around Texas, right? So we'll have a show, some of the major cities in Texas and try to find...
With those artists?
No, it's all new. It's all people just signing up to try to win, and it's a one song thing, right? So
but like when you go on the tours.
Yeah, I mean sometimes we'll bring people to sometimes we'll bring a couple people to open them and to headline, but for the most part, I'm looking for all underground unknown people, right? Looking for the next Mexican OT, the next D Baby, the next big one to come up, right? And OC Chris too, he's kicking ass right now. But we'll go and we'll have a tour in each city. Some cities may have 10 people, like, West Texas or sometimes they may do good, real good. They may have 30-some people. Like the Houston one, we had like 50 contestants.
Oh, shit.
So depending on where we're at, and we'll get multiple winners. Now I'm getting 25 winners a year. Kind of like it's kind of like our double XL freshman type of thing that we do every year, where we'll highlight winners from each city. Instead of it being one winner every time we do a show, since I'm only doing one show now a year or a tour for the year, and that's it. We're getting 25 people. And so this past year, 2025, we had like Mac Young was one of the winners. Charged Up, he's another one blowing up right now. He's been on tour with Mexican OT. Wavy Celine, she's about to blow up. Young J-Ro. Let me go down here right quick. And I'm gonna shout out some of these guys that just recently won in 2025.
Shout out to Wavy. She's been on here before.
Oh yeah, I love Wavy. She goes back with us. Amir Genius, D Soto out in Corpus Christi, OBM Bleeder, Miss Kitty out of Houston, Buns, remember Buns? Buns, he's been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, he been with
yeah, he was one of the winners. Iceville out in San Antonio, my boy Johnny Park out in Pflugerville, LJ Banks,
all over the place, huh?
Yeah, cause we'll do like Waco, Dallas, some of the main markets, but I mean those markets they'll come all over. There's so many cities like.
So with you seeing like all these young artists coming up and shit, like how you see like the future of hip hop?
I think it's good. I mean, Houston or Texas in general is we're looking good. We got it back up to where we had it when Paul and Slim and Mike Jones, everybody was blowing up. Oh yeah, we definitely got it back. We got it back a while back, like especially for the Latins. When OT blew up, that really opened that door, right? He blew up like really, really big. No one had really top, SPM's numbers in years.
But you think it matters nowadays? Like, how you saying like back then with like Mike Jones and Slim and all them. Like, does it really matter now? Like with the internet and shit. Like, I feel like everybody can just have a scene. Pretty much, I feel like the scene's almost like online type of shit.
Yeah, and I mean like I put it this way. When it comes to like getting with a label, yeah, it's all about the online right now. Like you could be a really good artist, but if you don't have that following, the stream numbers already, they're not even going to try to look for you. There's so many good artists out there, they can go to somebody else who does have those numbers. Right?
Yeah.
If they're going to invest hundreds of $1,000s into you to try to make you a star, they want to know they're going to get their money back, and they want to see already, you know, they know where to look too. Like, people can promote their stuff or pay and try to get, you know, views and do other stuff, but they know. They'll know when it's jumping, especially Shazam. People, you know, the Shazam app or whatever. That right there would tell you. People are Shazamming your music all over.
Right.
That's what they're looking at, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's the best way to get on a label wise. Now, nowadays, because of the internet and because of people being able to record and upload to SoundCloud and all that, you really don't even need radio that much, right? You got people that are real famous that they're not on the radio like that. Like, if you ask a young kid, well, who's his favorite rapper? Somehow, usually it's no one we've even heard of
on the radio,
and he's not on the radio either.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But because of the internet,
man. Back then, you needed the fucking radio.
Man, Nipsey
there was no way
one
around the radio.
Yeah, and people, a lot of people too, to this day, they're still so stuck on. Y'all excuse the grays. That just goes to show you.
But stress and working and shit.
Oh yeah. And so, you know, I have my fresh fade for the fight this weekend. Y'all get ready. But you know, they don't. What's the best way to put it like this? Yeah, like okay, so like I was saying, like Nipsey was one of those artists, right? He's a good example. He really wasn't on the radio like that, but so many people knew him because, again, his online presence, the features, everything else. I mean, Young Dolph really wasn't on the radio like that too much either, but the presence was already there online. So really, it's all your online work ethic, but also, I mean, the labels help out too. Sometimes it's funding. Sometimes you need money to be seen. It costs to be seen. Right. That's the big problem for a lot of artists. Sometimes we all have families, we got jobs, we gotta fund what we do, and that's the unfortunate part about it. Because no matter how hard you feel your music is and how hard it really is, it's at the end of the day, sometimes that could be the one thing holding you back is the funding side. So whether it's coming out of your pocket, investors, or labels, somehow money does have to be put into it. Yeah,
you need that marketing.
Yeah, because even someone like Mexican OT. Yeah, he's with a label and all that, but when he drops a single, they're easily gonna have, you know, maybe $250,000 to $500,000 that they're gonna put just marketing that one single. Yeah. Right? Even though he has a big fan base, they still have a budget for all that too. Even they have to pay to really get it out there like that. Because it may not be on the radio. It may just be one of his singles that he just dropped a new video, and then that's how you see it coming up. Like when you're watching one, it's just right there up next. That's where a lot of that comes. There's money behind that sometimes. You know what I mean? It's not really just an organic thing. Now, sometimes you get it, very rarely you'll get a really organic artist. Yeah. But for the most part, it costs to get seen. Right. That's the part that a lot of people don't want to hear. Right. Right. But I mean, it's the truth. You know what I mean? It's the truth. And you just we're past the days. You have to invest. Yeah, we're past the days where you can just give a DJ your CD. I mean, that was like in the 90s. How long ago that stopped?
Yeah, you know, and even then, like, that would only get you so far. Like, you still need to spend bread and shit.
It's a lot more work. Maybe some local, you get some local love, but to get on a national scale,
you gotta really put some money into it. Run some ads and shit.
Oh yeah,
that's where it's at, right? They gotta run some ads and fucking just get out
features, ads, relationships, being in the right places.
A good videographer and shit to get you some good quality shit that you can put on the ads, you know.
Yeah, like D Green. Shout out to D Green, but you know he stays working. But when OT hooked up with him and they were both on the same path, understood the mission. You know, building a team behind you, having the right team. Right. You know, and sometimes people, like, I see this all the time in radio too. When we bring a young artist up to the station who just blew up, say he's 19 or even 17, whatever, they come in with a hell of an entourage sometimes, right? And then you'll see a very established artist, someone like 50 Cent, whatever, they come in with like maybe one or two extra people. Their handler or their manager or the person who does their booking or their point of contact, and maybe a camera guy. That's it. Right. They don't roll deep like that. And you'll see it with some of these artists. Like when OT used to come up there or Peso, they came up deep. Throughout the years, I would see a lot of the friends around them
they fall off.
They fall off. They change, and it's a whole new group right now around some of these guys now. And when they come, he may pull up one or two people deep, and that's it now. Yeah. But that is something that you know, when people are first coming up, there's a lot of certain things that they do that you wouldn't, like nowadays there's stuff I wish I would have known when I was first doing music and stuff. Now I kind of know how it goes, but I also know the importance of keeping my damn self off the mic too and making it about them because that's where a lot of my blessings came from. Yeah. When I was doing music for 15 years, it was a struggle. And then the second I stopped, well, what the hell do you know? Now the blessings came in. Yeah. But that's just kind of it was a self-sacrifice. Self-sacrifice does some blessings. You get blessings back sometimes with that. But anyways, I can ramble a lot, so just let me know when I need to.
That was a valid ass point right there. You gotta sometimes God needs you to do something else, and that's where the blessings at. Cause other people you kind of you're. Now it's not about yourself. You become some kind of support for somebody else's timeline for their blessings and success.
Yeah. I realized my main thing that I was really good at. I love music and all that, but my main thing was I'm a good dot connector. That's one thing that I see talent in people. I'm real good at figuring out ways to market them. I got relationships on how to kind of. If they're really, really good too. I mean, it's hard to really find those really, because there's so many good artists, but there's so many different reasons why to where I'm it's gonna be real hard to still push them. Everybody wants to be the next big guy, but there's so many different factors in it. But again,
so many factors.
The team, just the.
And sometimes the artists too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the artists so talented, but
you look whack. Sometimes that's a thing too, and whack. It's being real.
They don't look the part.
The labels will sit there and he just kind of looks whack.
He looks whack.
And that's what I will say. This sometimes, when Post Malone first came out, I remember hearing the White Iverson always on the radio, and I fucked up. Man, that bitch is jamming. Yeah. Then I saw the video, and I was completely thrown off. I didn't even know it was a white boy. Yeah. But it made me like it even more. In a way, right? Yeah. I was like, oh shit, that's some dude you figure he wouldn't even be coming up with some shit like that. That dude's spitting. And then look at him now. It was those rare, unique type of things. And it's very rare when someone like that he was just really, really good with it. Some guys can be really, really good, but they can't. It's kind of let me think. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it. But it's rare when you do get to have an artist that doesn't have all the bling like that, and the labels will believe in them. But for the most part, they want the shiny stuff. They want all that.
They want what they're used to, but they don't. They don't want to change,
Right.
But that could be where the blessings at, where the money's at. Right. Well, what do you think about all this shit that they were giving Post Malone? Saying he was a culture vulture and all this shit.
Man, I will say this. I remember seeing the Breakfast Club interview where Charlemagne.
Going in on that boy.
Made him look stupid. He was like, well, you got your one hit. That's all. I don't see you doing much. He literally said he was judging him, and look at him now. I mean, he shitted on Charlemagne. You know what I mean? He look, and not only that, but even he knew that he can only go so far in hip hop because it brings a lot of hate. Yeah. But look at him now. Now he's doing country. I mean, he's one of the biggest country artists is Post Malone right now. Him, Morgan Wallen, they're all, doing collabs, but he fits right in. Look at Jelly Roll. Yeah. Jelly Roll was in the hip hop, and
now they're doing
completely
country.
Tried something different, had his faith in God, and now look what happened. I mean, sometimes sometimes we don't even dream as big as we should. Right? Like me. As an artist, when you're an artist, that's what you want. You're chasing that dream.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be doing something bigger than that. The dream, I should have been dreaming even bigger. Right. Like, holy shit, I can actually do this, and that. Yeah. But for the most part, when you're an artist, it's a me thing. You got it's the fame. You want to have it. You want to taste it. You want to, especially when you get that dope is what I call it, which is performing and getting a lot of fans, which sometimes it's just a whole room full of drunk people, but it does something to you. It motivates you more. It makes you, man, I got it. I'm gonna blow it. It's inevitable. But sometimes, you may be a better, like I said, a dot connector, a better, there's other stuff that you can do that could be way more bigger than you ever thought. You know what I mean? But
what was that feeling for you? How you were saying? Because I know you used to, make music.
When I let me see.
Is there a moment you remember damn, that's a dope ass show?
Doing all the Toke Bar shows back in the day, doing the remember Toke Bar?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that
downtown,
era,
right?
Yeah, that era right there. I call it the Toke Bar era, which was, from '08 to or like '09 to like 2012 or something. There was a good era where Toke Bar was a spot. If you were in that era, or
You did
came
a lot
from
of
that
those?
era. Oh yeah, and then I see the thing with me, and this is what really helped me advance, because when I stopped doing music, I had so many options because I was already doing my own. I was shooting my own videos. I was setting. I was doing all the promoter shit too. I was doing all these, like I said, the video editing, the graphics, doing everything else. So when I stopped doing music, I had so many different connections. I knew how to network. I knew how to promote. So, and then I knew what artists want because I was an artist, right? So it was easy for me to make that transition. I just never thought that's what was leading me to. It was preparing me for this type of thing.
Yeah.
And then others that just do music, it's like that's, if you stop doing music, you're just gonna work, go to work, and type of thing. And that's what I think is a fear sometimes to some artists. Instead of like, well, what else can I do? Because right now we live in that entrepreneur age, bro. There's people, even the podcasting age. There's people, making $1,500, $2,500 before they even wake up on Cash App right now. The entrepreneur age. There's so many different things. There's so many things that haven't even been created yet. This AI game right now. There's just so many different things you can do in the music industry. But it's just,
everybody trying to be a rapper.
Yeah, because you don't want to take a chance sometimes. It's like, it's that chance, stepping out of your comfort zone. Stopping music and trying to do something else. It was a risk, but it paid off because, again, I had years of experience. And again, I was a fan of the game. I studied the game. Like, I'm a music junkie, a movie junkie too. Like, I can kick anybody's ass on some trivia shit on a lot of music stuff, especially Houston stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was a fan of the game, and I think I'll always be somehow solidified in the Houston culture or in music in general, just because. Yeah, I definitely don't want to give up now. Like shit, I got too many ties now. We didn't work hard for this.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you've been at it, bro. You've been at it. I remember that 25 lighter video.
That's right.
You shot that video?
Yeah. I shot it, edited.
That's a long ass video. It was 2 parts, right?
Yeah, see, back then YouTube was only letting you do like 5-minute videos or something, so we had to put it in 2 parts. Then even our performances, it may be like an 11-minute performance. That's 3 different videos, part 1, 2. It was just it was different timing, you know what I mean? But and all this stuff, I never went to school for none of this stuff. Never went to anything like that. I just fucking just try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Everything that I did kind of, like at the time when we did 25 Lighter, I think I was working like at Office Depot or something. But I was reading the back of all these programs, the software stuff, Office Depot, and investing into certain stuff. And I'm like, I'll just figure it out. Sure enough, I was sitting there playing with the shit, figuring out the videos. At the time, I think the only other Latin guy that was putting out stuff like what I was doing, which was like Big C's, Hater Proof.
Big C's, hell yeah.
He was killing it. You know what I mean? And then even in high school when I saw Swisher House CDs, how they were pressed up, stickers and shit. Well, shit, I could do that too then. And kind of just studying what they did. R.I.P. to Michael Watts, by the way, man. That's a brother from another right there. That threw me off.
Yeah, shit. I grew up on them Swisher House tapes, bro. On CDs.
Man, I knew about Watts before I knew about Screw. That's what's crazy. But I was in that later generation. I was like I think it was like middle school when I started hearing about Swisher House, because I grew up in the north side. So I was hearing screwed up music, slow music, but I always just heard the name Swisher House. I never, and I've heard the name DJ Screw, but I didn't really know the difference until later on when I started to go and do the research and finding out, okay, well, Screw came first, then Watts, then the north side beef. Yeah. And I think I was still in junior high when the whole beef was going on. It wasn't that serious no more by that time. Yeah. But yeah, man, Watts, he was one of my coworkers over there at the station, over at 97.9. And just being there when I would be at the station and we're, having the station meetings, sitting there, and I'm like, Watts is sitting right in front of me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, I'm here with all these celebrities, Mad Hatter, fucking J Mac, fucking, a lot of people I grew up with. But yeah, Watts, he's been over 20 years doing the every Sunday, the screwed up, the Swish House mix. Shit. And the straight to the room, all that shit. Dog, Michael Watts, man, R.I.P. I even got to see him when he was playing like what was he doing, like dubstep and stuff like that. He was a fan of a lot of other music. Like he liked rock. he liked a lot of different genres too, but he knew his lane. Like me, I like rock more than I like hip hop, but I know my lane, what I specialize in is, you know, hip hop.
Right.
Rock, I would like to get into doing shows like that. It's just a whole different, you know, because they got band setups. It's different, right? You can't have. You could just, with hip hop, I could just give a motherfucker a mic. Did you give your show song to he's ready? Okay, cool. Throw him on and let's roll. Let's get 30 motherfuckers on this bitch and close up and then go drink.
Hey, but that's what I like about like rock shows and shit, like watching bands.
Yeah.
That it's more of a show. Like,
it is.
It's because a lot of these rappers now, they're doing like playback and, you know what I'm saying, like karaoke pretty much.
Same thing I've seen for the past 20 years, man. It's, you know, and all it's gonna be is just more and more artists. I mean, it's getting more and more flooded. It's getting more and more harder every day to blow up as an artist. It's getting rare. So that's why so many people too are doing like what we're doing, like doing podcast, doing other stuff now, because, and you should like learn all kinds of different aspects,
learn everything.
It may not just be the hip hop thing. And I'm gonna be real, and I don't know if I said it the last time, but hip hop, it's a young man's sport. It really is. Like what the labels want, they want the young, you know, 16-year-old to like 24, 25. That's who they're looking for, right? Because they're in their prime. They're young. That's when they put out some of the best records. After that, it's really harder to get signed. I mean, you'll get a couple people that are really good, but it's hard to blow up an artist that's already after a certain age. And these young kids, again, the whatever these kids and teenagers are listening to, or whatever's gonna pop on TikTok and all that, we may not really fuck with that stuff. It might be kind of like, I like my Tupac and all that, but
that's what's going on.
Selling. They're gonna go with what's selling. And to be honest too, when Tupac and Biggie were coming up, they were 24, 25. Like they died at 24 and 25.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I see OT and some of these guys right at that age, 25, so I'm like, man, he's young. You understand? Because I know him. So I'm like, damn, he's young. That's how young Pac was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they died at a very young age, right? But that was what was jumping at the time, that type of music. Snoop, they were all in their early 20s. Yeah. So that's what it is nowadays. It's these early 20s.
Right.
It's just, it's their generation. It's their lingo. It's just, we may not understand it, but I get it. I understand that that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
I know if I'm going to try to invest or blow somebody up or try to send somebody to someone real big that may be able to do something with them, it's probably going to be someone young like that, right? Like OC Chris and all these guys. You see him, Mob, I think he's like 18. So it's a young man's sport, just like sports. Right. By 32, 33, they're already getting ready to retire. They already kind of had their prime.
Yeah.
But, and then in rock, I feel like that's more of a wider range. Right?
You get better, you think?
Well, no, but I think that type of sound, because it's live instruments playing, you got good drummers, good guitarists, you got good vocalists. You can have, to me, I think you can, rock, I just see it's more of a wider range. Like you can have a 30-something-year-old guy blow up and get signed and blow the fuck versus a 20-something-year-old. Hip-hop is the one I see the most, where it's more of a young.
It's because, the thing is, because the fans get old.
That too.
So the fans get old. I don't think the fans want to go see, I don't know, let's just say Slim Thug. Right? I don't think those fans that grew up in that era of their hits, what was like 2005, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, right there.
Then people were too tired to go to a show. Like, I don't think they're gonna go to a show. But then again, like if you see some of these older bands, and you see all them old people in the crowd, and they go and support.
And like what you just said right there about us, like the older crowd not really wanting to go, and that's what the labels look at. They think of it just like that. What's going to actually sell? Well, these young kids will spend their money on their tickets, or they'll have their parents. Like when I do a festival, I try to make it an all-age event, especially if I have Mexican OT. Because the kids are really going to go draw the big draws. And then, of course, they're going to want the parents, and it's all, and that's how you, for a promoter, you're going to make some good money.
Right.
But I understand. I mean, that's where I made the most, was dealing with these younger artists. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But, and then you can easily do a Slim, Paul show. But the way I've seen with those, you kind of got to have it. Slim, Paul, Mike Jones, all three of them. To really kind of bring our attention to want to go over there and fuck with it like that.
Yeah.
Just because, again, they're older. It's an older crowd, older demographic that listens to them. And to really get us to want to come out and spend money, well, damn, you got to really.
Yeah.
That's where you'll see the three-headed showcases or whatever.
I think it's a little different if they go like to San Antonio or to Dallas. You know.
Yeah, when they go
here,
to.
it's like we've seen them a bunch of times, and
we taking to West Texas, Corpus,
oh shit,
Midland.
they gonna sell the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah, those cities still want to do shit on a Friday night, and they don't really get that. They don't get. 50 Cent coming out to their town. They got to drive to Houston to go see these big Cardi B shows and all that.
Yeah.
But just to have somebody come out there, local, regional or not,
they gonna fuck.
They're gonna, we made some of the most money in a lot of these smaller towns.
No
and
shit.
some of them we didn't do good at all. So I kind of know when I'm gonna set some up. I know what kind of market we're dealing with. Like West Texas is a good one. Sometimes it could be hit or miss, but for the most part, we've always had some good stuff out there. The Valley too, Corpus too. But then sometimes we may do one like in somewhere in Central Texas or like Killeen or something. It may not hit that much or something. I've had a couple that did. It's weird. It's kind of it just depends.
You just kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah, you may need to have to bring a headliner, but if it's just a local show and it's just do a contest, it may not hit as much. You got to bring a little something else.
Something, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bring an artist. No, yeah, shit. Artists go out to the smaller towns. Go get your market. Go find your market. Go.
Shit. Just keep, man. If you're an upcoming artist, I will say that staying consistent is the main thing, right? If you have these long periods where you drop a single and in 6 months you don't drop shit, you're fucking up, right? And if you can find a way to learn how to do all this shit as much as you can, because again, it costs money. If you don't have that, you figure out how to keep dropping content. I mean, hell, it could even be just blowing up on TikTok first. Like if you were to blow up as an influencer first, it's easier for you to transition into music because they're gonna want to hear what you got because you already got a fan base, right? Like
that's how who was that? The Asian dude that be singing, he blew up like that.
I'm trying to think.
JoJo, what's that his name? He's like a singer, but I think he was like a YouTuber, and then he started dropping music, and
because
the numbers are there.
It's easier to sell. You already got that. They're gonna want to. They'll be curious. Like a good example, like Kiati from the radio. Right, he was one of the first people to really give me a good co-sign with 97 on the box. Of course, Jessica Jeans as well. But like Kiati, every so often he'll drop a record, right? Like the H-Town for Real. And,
That's right.
But he don't have to consist because he's already got his stuff. He's doing good. But if he were to just up and just drop an album tomorrow, and it's him, he's got a couple of features, OTB Fastlane, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit good because he's already a somebody. He's a name.
He got people listening to him.
Versus somebody who don't have what he has already, who's just trying to start fresh.
Yeah,
it's hard to get people's attention.
It's hard.
And then attention span's already a short thing.
You don't need that money running them ads and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Get your video done, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then consistent videos. Again, some with OT. He was dropping videos damn near every week. But, he had he was with a label. Even before he got with me, he was when he came to Hustletown, he was already, he had a manager and a label kind of behind him. So they were, putting out his stuff, and he still paid to get on the contest on Straight Out Texas.
I ain't gonna lie, that was the first time I ever seen him.
Yeah,
at that. Yeah, because I went to that show.
That shit was live.
I went to that one.
I think
at Mesquite, right?
Yeah, Club Mesquite. That was a legendary night, man. When people tell me that, I'm like, man, that was that night right there.
Yeah, I was there that night.
It was it was one of the moments you had to have been there. Same thing with like Watt's funeral. Well, that was dope right there.
Damn, I didn't go, but I seen the videos. That shit would have been dope to go.
Oh yeah. And so something else too. Before I forget, we got the I don't know if you remember the Chopaholics.
Yeah.
Chopaholics. It's I brought back Chopaholics a while back in 2020, and because at the time DJ Overdose and DJ Kool-Aid both were kind of more transitioning onto the Christian music, so they didn't really want to deal with the hip hop side of that. It was kind of like just something that didn't really have interest for. So I'm like, hey, let me take it over. So we started bringing it back. I did the Straight Outta Texas Volume 1, 2, and putting like OT, and they're doing new mixes for Chopaholics. And then we also got new DJ, which was DJ Crazy, and DJ Sauce Park at the time too. He was part of it. And then eventually Grade A, which was one of the artists that was with Chopaholics at the time, he came back once I had everything kind of good to go. he came back and kind of took over operations. So it's still currently operating, but we do got Straight Out Texas Volume 3 that just dropped, I want to say yesterday, maybe, or something.
So they was slowing down Christian music?
No, they weren't really doing maybe, were they? No, I think he's... Kool-Aid really wasn't, he was just more driving trucks. I just had hit him up and kind of got him hyped up to want to get back in the game. But DJ Overdose was... I think he had like a Christian. He had a platform. He has a platform where he was pushing Christian artists. I don't remember if he was screwing chopping or not, but I know he was putting together like a group. Like getting a lot of guys together and doing. Maybe it was a radio. He was doing something kind of like what we're doing, right? Highlighting Christian artists. But they weren't doing secular music. They weren't trying to just do what it was before. And I'm like, well, it's got to be. Yeah. You got to bring back what the fans were used to. You know what I mean? You got and I think it was just timing too. You know what I mean? Like we could have tried to bring it back, in 2010, it wouldn't have did as good as it being gone for 20 years. 20 years is always going to be a good mark to bring some shit back. Shit can come back in style in 20 years, no matter what it was. Like Switch House, all that. There's going to be a time where it gets old, people ain't really rocking with it as much, and then 20 years comes, you can push it back out, and people, man, the nostalgia is just a big thing. So I felt like it was a good time to bring it back, and it's doing good. So we got the new one that just came out. It's got OC Chris on there. I want to say OT, my boy TTOD Bumpy Johnson. When you hear it, you'll be like, oh shit, okay, you'll recognize some of these songs. But they're Screwed and Chopped. That one just came out. Shout out to DJ Crazy and Grade A. Me and Grade A host on there. But that's another opportunity too for artists. They want to get their music out there. You hit us up on the Chopaholics page. And Grade A will get back with you and let you know the deal.
Yeah, damn, I remember I used to hear that shit when I was a kid on the radio and shit. Yeah. Like
that was another thing too. Like remember I told you I was like shocked to be sitting behind Watts and be like, man, I can't believe I'm in here. Man, I became the Chopaholics. Like that guy, I'm doing all the vocals now for all that shit. And I'm like, man, I remember like how excited it made me. That's what actually made me want to rap was Chopaholics. Seeing them, Swish House, all that, it was cool. But then when I saw a bunch of Mexicans do it, and I was like, oh shit, that's if they could do it, I could do it too. And then it just kind of went. I started doing all kinds of shit from there.
I think for like us or like people that I grew up with, it was probably like Capo.
Yeah.
Cause that's like he went to the middle school I went to, so it was like. And this was when he was when all y'all was dropping all this shit, and that was like, he came here to Farmville and shit, and we're like what the fuck? And we're listening to that shit, all that. What was that? Help Your Brother.
It was the Hood Ain't Safe Volume 1, and then there
all
was
that stuff, bro.
Worries was one of the when him and TG. That one I think had to Help Your Brother. I did a lot of them videos right there, man. So that was a unique time.
And then that's how we heard your music.
Yeah.
Cause y'all did a lot of music together and shit.
Oh yeah, bro. Me and Cop had so many stories. Like, we done went to jail. I don't know how many different times. My mama go bond them out, or me talking, come on, my like where I'm literally you'll say my mom's name and there's Capo signing to come out of jail.
How'd you meet Capo?
My cousin. Shout out to my cousin Chop. He's kind of an OG out there in the north side. He knew I was doing music, and then somehow he heard about Capo. Oh, my other cousin E. Lee, him and my cousin Chop were like, they were showing each other, it was my cousin, it was my boy right here. And so they got us, finally we ended up meeting or whatever. I went over there to Debo, which is the street over there in the north side where he was always at. Went and chopped it up with him. We did a song that night. I put him on one of my songs that he liked. And
what song was that? The first song y'all did?
To Be a G.
Got to be a G
to the day that
the Birdman.
No, actually. So when I was doing music and SOT stuff back in the day, I sampled that same song. And a year later, the Birdman did that, with Lil Kiki and all that. And everybody's like, man, I heard it on the radio. And I finally heard it. I'm like, no, that's not my shit. But it is Kiki. We did sample Kiki. So it is his song. Yeah. Couldn't really hate or nothing like that.
No shit, that's crazy.
That song, that's what really kind of started getting me a little bit of street fame.
And people go find that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Screwed and Chop copy, a Screwed and Chop version of it on YouTube. I don't know if the regular version's on there. This was back when like we were pressing CDs, and we never really quite got onto the streaming side, because streaming started getting real big like 2010, 2011. We were still doing the out the trunk shit.
So this is like
and
08.
then, yeah, it was all that. I mean, some of the stuff made it on YouTube, but these were all mixtapes that were just CDs. And I never transitioned over into the streaming side. Even when I was still doing music up until like 2015, I was just so late to streaming.
You ever thought of like putting some of this stuff up?
Yeah, actually. So I got a lot of unreleased songs or songs that were only on CDs that I'm probably gonna still put out, but I'm probably just gonna do like a Chopaholics version of them because they jam. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I go back and listen to this shit. Bro, I'm like, God damn, man, I was sleeping.
I remember hearing songs like on mixtapes, and I'm like trying to find them online, and they're nowhere to be found.
A lot
of them were from the fam and shit.
Yeah,
and y'all like, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you the name of the song. I just remember I was like, man, what was that fucking? There was this one song. Where we're saying fuck probation, taking my time.
That one, it's called fuck
probation. I
probation.
Can't find that shit nowhere. Like songs like that, bro. That is just.
It was to a G Unit beat.
That would be dope. I just like put that shit out somehow.
Man, Cop, when he was coming out, bro, that he was next up, right? He was and I believed a lot into what he was doing, and to where. Yeah, we would do songs, we would have shows together, but I always kind of made him more on the flyer, he's more in the front, and I'm kind of more, because I understood, like, if anyone blows up, it's going to be him. And it was kind of like a Trey and Zero thing. He was the zero, I'll tell you that much. Like, he was the one that people was fucking with. I had my stuff, but I also was more, like I said, I would do the videos, I would do other stuff. And I would even have some of my people from SOT at the time that were always kind of like, why are you doing so much? Because I would do more for the fam than SOT at the time. You know what I mean? Like, we had our little songs here and there, but Cop was like, man, but it was also a timing thing. Like, those songs, music like that was, even Zero, like Gorilla Mob, all that was just it was a time, right?
Yeah.
You'll still have fans that want to fuck with that nowadays, but like, even Zero don't really. He changed kind of how his music is, because it was just, you can't really reduplicate stuff like that nowadays. Like, as much as we want to, as much as I would love to go do a song or a CD and kind of make it more like a screw tape, it's probably not going to hit the same way.
Yeah, it ain't going to sound right.
Yeah, and it's hard to reduplicate that. But Cop, I think he's still doing music. I'll see stuff that him, he does, and he even does a lot of positive stuff too. Shout out to my boy Fire, the World Rejects. That's kind of so that's what I know. DJ Overdose was kind of pushing a lot of the Christian stuff, and but yeah, I see Cop every so often. I'll see him at some shows and stuff like that. And, he's doing family stuff.
Capo.
Yeah. Shout out to Cop.
Capo was actually the first guest we ever had.
Yeah.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, he's here in the city, man. He be working, man. He's
a legend in an offside though.
Yeah, his work ethic too, man. Like the shit he could write is crazy.
He was spitting, dog.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
He was kind of like, to me, at the time, he was kind of like the Mexican OT of like what we were trying. Like the way I was pushing OT was kind of like the same thing with Cop. Like I did a lot of. I got behind him on a lot of different projects that he was doing. Of course, I would work with him because he had a manager, management, stuff like that too. So, they always kept me around because they knew that Tex can do this. They knew my role, and I knew my position too on what I could do. So it was a good time. It was for those who don't know what we're talking about, man. It was one of them things you had to have been there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and like I was younger, but like this shit was getting to us. You know what I'm saying? Like the tapes and shit. You see people with the fam shirts and shit like that.
And that too. Right. So you notice. That was the one thing that stood out on is that, and that's what got my attention is that when they showed up to shows, they looked right. They looked like a whole
unit.
Like you look at Rap a Lot pulling up, right? And everyone wanted one of them type of shirts. I remember the first time I got one of them shirts, I was excited. I was like, I got my shirt, and it was because Cop was like literally like, I'm gonna put this new shirt on. I'm gonna change. Here, you want this other one? Fuck it, yeah, I wear it. And then from there, and then I got a couple other ones too. But it was an honor to have that on there. And then. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know if the fam's really around. Like I know from there, he was still rolling. He did other stuff since then too. But it was just one of them things. Like it was a time.
It was that time.
Era, it was an era.
It was that time, bro. And then you took that SOT and you turned it into
the competition.
What
it is now. Like I've rebranded that same Straight Out of Texas so many different times. First, it was a TV show. When I first did Hustle Town, I turned it into a TV show, which is where like Grizzly Hood News came from. Royal Ashley was one of the street correspondents on there. We had a lot of people that came from that show, and so I did 2 seasons of Straight Out of Texas. Then around that time is when I started to realize, because it was a music video countdown show, but then I started to we would have performances at the end of the show, kind of like back in the 90s, those TV shows would have a performance and the credits start rolling, So I was doing that, and I started realizing so many people were hitting me up, like, how can I get on the show? And I was like, well, shit. So we started doing it like virtual, where it's mainly just all performances now, no more music videos. I'm like, this is the seller right here. That's where I started to finally start making money with what I was doing, right? Because I couldn't make money showing people's videos. Right. They're getting flagged left and right on YouTube, so I can't make money monetize. I couldn't do some. So with that, I was performance like, oh, shit. Yeah. And then COVID came, which was a blessing for us. I mean, like a lot of people actually won.
Oh, you started doing those virtual shows.
Yeah, because people were at home watching. I'm like, oh, it's perfect timing. So a lot of people, if they were smart, so a lot of platforms were built during COVID.
Capitalize on things.
Yeah, OT was a COVID baby. Shit, during COVID, that's when he got to blow up and all that from Straight Out of Texas. So, and then eventually, we used the name Straight Out of Texas on the Chopaholics volume, the series of So I just threw it out so many different ways. Straight Out of Texas, Straight Out of Texas, But yeah, it was originally, the record label, and it was just a couple of us all doing music. Capo made a bunch of appearances on those mixtapes, but I knew that when I transitioned from doing music to this, I understood that was then. You can't go back to that. Yeah. It's time to do the new thing. Can't hate on the new artists. You got to just figure out how to make money with them. Right. And it worked. And then when I saw OT blew up, shit, I was like, fuck, that was that feeling when you told me what was that feeling, certain thing, In music, yeah, it was having a buzz and performing, tote bar, feeling all that. But what I was doing with the trying to be someone who's opening doors for people, that was a good feeling right there, right? To see that, you're like, oh shit, it worked. It actually can happen.
At what moment? Rare. At what moment was that? Like when were you like, he made it?
So he was already doing certain things, he was having let's see, what's the best way to put it? I'll tell you what. So in 2021 is when I met him. He did the contest and he won. Within that year, from May to May of 2022, he did a lot of moves, but that's when he also got signed with a record label, and it was like a I want to say up to, I've said $3.5 million. I actually got corrected from Greg Gates' manager the other day on after a podcast. It was like $5 million, right? The deal. And so when I saw that, when I heard it, that was okay. Hell yeah, badass. Now we're just waiting on the big single, right? What's the big single gonna be? Well, I saw the Johnny Dang record come out in 2023, but it wasn't until I was in San Antonio at this random shop bar over there near the Riverwalk, and it's playing music on like the whatever the big platform that they just play regular music. It wasn't a DJ. It was just like where big records are played on this certain big internet radio, whatever it is. And I remember just hearing the song start playing. I was like, "What is that? What do you say? Is that Mexican OT?" No, at the beginning of the Johnny Dang. And then I started hearing the Louis Vuitton, and I started looking around this bar, and people are just vibing to it like it's any other record. And I'm like, that was the moment that I knew that, oh shit, he fucking made it. Like this is a normal. I mean, this is an establishment that it's not just playing a DJ playing his homeboy. He thinks jamming.
Nobody's paying them to play this.
No, this was organic.
Right.
And I have the video too. I still have the video when I recorded. I remember recording it because I was like, I got to record this moment. Yeah. This was fucking big. But yeah, it was. He dropped the record, I want to say like June, July of 2023. So like literally a couple of weeks later or whatever is when I was out there and I saw it. And then it was nonstop from there. I'm talking about that video was getting millions of views. Then we played it on 97.9 The Box. It started getting regular rotation. So when I would hear like, because I was the first person to bring him to 97.9 The Box. I brought a lot of people to the box. Ghetto Princess, G-Love, Young Easy, D-Baby, Peso. I was the first one to bring all these guys up there. But it was more like, like a podcast type. They weren't getting a record spin. They were just more like, they're letting me use the studio to bring people in. It's gonna look good online. You know, it'd be a good look for them, and that's it. We'll see what happens from there. Same thing with OT. Brought him multiple times up there, but him actually getting radio play where I'm like, you know, where I'm in the car, I'm hearing, you know, all right, coming in there, we got that Mexican OT, and they played. I'm like, oh shit, he's getting, and then I'm starting to realize he's getting national radio play. Like it's not just if you're getting on, if you're getting played on the radio and you're getting played every hour, that's national. Yeah, like you can go to
that's the label spending money.
Yeah, you can go to any city and any big market if it's a like a what's it called, corporate station like the Box, the other ones around here. And they're going to be playing those same records. That's just what's playing across the nation right now.
Across the nation.
So, and like you can go to Dallas and 97.9 The Beat out there, and we're pretty much playing the exact, it's all the playlist is all the same. So we got this kid from out here in Bay City. He's getting national exposure on the radio. That's the first one that I got to work with that I saw do that, right? Like I was a fan of Paul, and I remember when they blew up in 06, but I didn't know him before the fame.
Right.
This kid I knew before the fame.
Yeah. And he came through your show, like,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And of all of them too, out of all the artists that have been up to his level or so, like he was the one that really got the biggest. Like you say that name, that's the biggest. So out of all of them that I had, that's the one that came from Hustletown. That's what's crazy. Yeah. You know, and then of course we got a lot of content from when he was still younger. I mean, I got so much unreleased shit of OT. For the next 10 years, I'll be just kind of throwing shit out there. You know, but yeah, man, shout out to OT.
Shout out.
You know, everything he's you know, he still gives me a lot of props and shows a lot of love when he comes out here. You know, he still comes and does stuff for us. He did the Hustletown shopping spree in December, which that's our annual like a toy drive, but where we invite all the Houston hip hop artists to come out and buy toys for the kids, and then of course we give them all away. And I invite them to give out the toys too. You know, we partner with 97 on the Box, Northwest Educational Center. We do it at Walmart. And bro,
so how does that work? You pull up and y'all just buy a bunch of toys and
we'll do it. So we'll do it. You know, some mid-December. We'll pick a random day. I usually do like a Wednesday night, somewhere where I know these artists are probably gonna be in the city because the weekends are busy. You know, if you're gonna ask them to come do some community stuff, aka like free showing love, I try to do it on a night that hopefully they're not. You know, a Wednesday night is perfect. So we do it on a Wednesday night, and you know, I'll advertise it with the Box where, you know, I'll have 97 on the Box come out. We'll advertise, look, from 7 to 9 p.m. Come pull up. We have everybody outside the store. We have music playing and vendors and all that. And then usually by like 8 o'clock, we'll do a little speech, and then we all do a little countdown, and we all walk in at the same time. We've done that 5 years in a row. This was our 5th. But all the other ones that we did, you know, we had maybe 200-300 people or so. Man, we had OT being part of this and even being advertised he was going to be there. And then on top of that, D-Baby also, OC Chris. You got all these big names coming to the you know, that are advertising where they're going to be there. And bro, we had easily about 1,000 people that came. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because OT has such a big fan base. Same thing with D-Baby and these guys. Man, when I got there, because me and OT had to go to do Fox 26 with Isaiah Carey first, right? So we went into that. Man, when we pulled up, there was a long ass line of just fans that just want to meet OT, like kids and their moms, and then you got all the rappers over here congregating over here doing music and da. But he brought out so many people that just wanted to come take a picture. They weren't like, some of these people were the people that would have been receiving the toys, right?
Right.
And we're trying to make it very known that this is not a toy giveaway. This is where we're coming. We're all gonna shop together and buy toys. Man, it was hard to even control that. There was so many people that were just there because they wanted to take a picture with him, right? So of course the artists did their job and they bought, you know, the toys, D-Baby, they all spin bags and all that. Came out there, we load up the 97 on the Box van, the exotic pop truck, load all that up, and then a few days later, that Saturday is when we had, you know, OT and everybody come and give out the toys. Of course, we had Congress come out there, give them a certificate for their community work. They got some signed from the president.
Oh no, shit.
They got a lot of. I mean, yeah, it was a good deal for them guys, you know. And it, like OT said when he got his award, he was like, man, I was one of them kids standing in these type of lines back in the day, you know, to get these type of toys. So to be able to do this, and you know. Hey, it's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling when you see these kids coming and getting bikes and all kinds of shit. So we do that every year. That's probably one of our biggest events with Hustletown is that Hustletown shopping spree.
Nice.
And then of course, I want to say, so like OT is probably gonna be doing it every year with us too, because he's like, dude, put me on this. I'll make you the face of this shit. You know what I mean? Like it'll be OT's Hustletown shopping spree. You keep coming, showing up. That's it's gonna execute every time.
Hell yeah.
You know, but it was dope, bro.
That's nice, bro. That's nice to give back, and it just shows how humble he is.
Oh yeah,
'Cause he's a humble cat.
That dude, he's fun. He's him. See, here's another thing. So yeah, he does good music. We know that, right? But why people gravitate to OT so much, and this is a very important note to artists out there, his personality. They love his personality too.
Yeah.
Just seeing him online, the funny shit he says.
Right,
he's over there
right.
on stage, and I remember my boy Dreddy made him a big old artwork.
Yeah.
You know, it's on stage, and OT he's looking at it like, oh shit. Yeah, my chichis aren't that big, huh? But he don't give a fuck. He's gonna say the most funniest shit.
He's being a human, like,
and people
keeping
look
real.
Yeah, people look. He ain't got to be hard. He ain't got to sit there and be all gangster with it, eyes all low, all stupid and barred out and shit.
Hell
he ain't
yeah.
got to do all that. He could just be him. He says natural sound bites. Anytime he talks, he can sit there and say something, and it can become a viral little clip just because of what he said. Like, it's
and
a
that's
gift.
what makes him great, you know.
Yeah, it's a gift that he has. That he's just his people love his aura. You know, and that helps out a lot too. If he got someone like I tell you like this. So one of the things like how Zero back in the day, he was very unapproachable. He's changed a lot of that. When he started doing music with Slim about 15 years ago, when they squashed the beat, Slim got him to be a little bit broken out of his shell. Yeah. Now to where he'll smile, take pictures of people. Before he would look at you real stupid, ask for a picture. But that ain't gonna sell records, my boy. You gotta be likable. You gotta be approachable. You know, and you gotta have a personality. They gotta like that. So that's another thing too. Just a tip for everybody. Personality sells. Be nice. Be friendly. It ain't a bad thing to sit there and open the door from somebody or say thank you. Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Man, do that shit. Trust me, man. You have no idea how many blessings you can get or how many connections you can make. Yeah. But if you have a shitty attitude and
these are the people that gonna spend the money on you.
Yeah, bro. You gotta sit there and look at somebody stupid who listens to your music all the time, and then you don't want to take a picture. When that happened with Ro, I was a huge Zero fan, and you know, Capo would tell you. Me and Capo were at one of his shows one time at Roxy, and we're on stage. I don't know. We're just excited to be on stage with Zero. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I remember trying to take a picture with him, and he was just like looked up and down at me and just kept walking like, nigga. And I remember feeling some type of way, bro. Yeah. And then now I see Zero all the time. He's cool. I see him at the station. But I also
remember that one time?
I've never even went that route with him. But I understand that he gets it now, right? And this was something like when me and Capo were doing music, we weren't that approachable. I was more the friendlier one, I guess you could say. Cop was very...
He was like a little Zero.
Yeah, he was. He was like the Mexican Zeros.
We would compare him to Zero. So.
But the personality part, I started to understand. Like, oh, okay, like Paul Wall. He's fucking won't stop fucking smiling.
Yeah,
that dude has a really good personality. Right yeah. That's why they pair so good. Like, the personality is everything. Comedian, I was very friendly, but I would say Paul was more the friendlier one, right? So, you know, that has a lot to do with it. Networking, you know, just trying new things, like Paul being the one to do the grill thing here in Houston, and, you know, partnering with someone else. Partnering with people, too, can help you out, too. Partnering with a brand, and you know, there's just so many different ways.
Find the right partner.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to blow up or to at least get your music out there. There's just a bunch of different avenues. You just kind of got to figure it all out. But some people... If you're new, it's really hard to figure out. You don't know, right? And not till you get older. There's a lot more I know now that I didn't know then. But it is what it is, you know. So if this can help anybody that watching this, man, y'all hit the subscribe. My boy stay on it right here too.
Hell yeah.
And you know, I always appreciate you having me over here, bro.
For sure, bro. Well, shit. Thanks for coming, dog. I guess we could wrap it up. But last question.
Yeah.
Since I know you're a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
What's your greatest WrestleMania moment? Since ain't WrestleMania around this time?
It's coming up. It'll be, I want to say April. Usually, coming up April. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Let me think. It's going to be an Attitude Era.
Since
for
we
sure.
know the greatest SOT moment was Mexican OT.
This one's easy. The one in Houston, WrestleMania 17. I was there. I was at the Astrodome.
You were there?
Oh, hell yeah, I was there.
No shit.
Yeah, I went to the Astrodome to watch it. I was a big wrestling fan.
That was like what, Steve Austin
versus The Rock.
The Rock, right? Yeah.
Those were the two biggest ones right there, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Triple H versus The Rock versus Stone Cold. I was a huge Triple H fan. That triple threat match would have been dope, but I like the way they ended up doing it. You know, with The Rock and Stone Cold, it was Stone Cold turning heel.
Won, right?
He won, but he turned heel. He turned into a bad guy. He partnered with Vince, which was almost like a slap to everybody. And that was kind of the beginning of Stone Cold's decline in a way, because he was
on his way out.
Well, he was our so many people loved him because of his badassness, and he was a good guy, but he was also a rebel. When he turned into a bad guy, I think that was almost like a bad decision for the company, because it really wasn't the same. Like once you do that, it kind of like when Hulk Hogan turned into a bad guy when he joined NWO, it was almost it put a dent a little bit on his.
But you don't think it gave him a new life?
It did for a little bit. I mean, the NWO it was like their DX for WCW. It was their version of that. It was cool, but it's hard to turn back now into a good guy, especially like if you're that much of a good. Some people could turn heel and back and forth, and it won't really affect them as much. But when you have like that much of a fan pool, once you turn, it's a big risk that you may not get that same fan pool back again, right? If you turn like when John Cena finally turned heel, they did it at the very end of his career, because it was like it could have damaged him earlier had he did that a lot earlier. But he was always known for the right, because he became a bad guy, right? Yeah, last year or the year before, he finally turned heel and turned on Cody Rhodes.
Hit homeboy in the nuts, right?
Yeah, and so many people wanted to eventually see that, because it was like, well, they know he's on his way out. Is he finally going to turn heel? And he did, but he was always known as the.
But he still dressed like a little kid, even though he was a bad guy.
Doing all the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, he was so known for being a good guy. When you turn someone like that into a bad guy.
So did that hurt him?
No, not really, because it was at the end. It was like he's already about to retire, so it wasn't so bad. But if you're gonna be in the game and you're that young, like The Rock and Stone Cold, when they were doing WrestleMania, I want to say they were like 27, 28, maybe
so that was
barely
like,
about to be 30.
They were in their prime then. That's if like John Cena would have done it in his prime.
If he would have done it in his prime, it would have did that same damage to him too. But because he did it so far in the game, and there's all these new guys now, Cody, all these people that he's passing the throne to already. It really wasn't as bad, because he's about to sign out and cool, he's good to go. He's did 20-something years in the game. But them being so, to where they had just maybe a year or two prior had finally became the big dogs in the house, the big one people wanted to come see, the top sellers, that was a bad decision for him to turn heel in Houston at WrestleMania in front of everybody.
The Astrodome.
And I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't know really what happened. I remember I'm watching, I'm saying, okay, fuck Stone Cold. I wanted The Rock to win, but Stone Cold won. Okay, cool. And then it wasn't until a little bit after. Well, once I'm seeing him as a bad guy. I'm like, that's what happened.
He's drinking beer with the boss.
with Vince. And then afterwards, it was the what and all this stuff. It was cool to watch there. What he had his little. They were trying to figure out what to do with him now. And then afterwards, I mean, that was in 2001. By 2002 or so, he was already gone. Like it was dead. It was kind of hard to. So he got an early exit in the game in his career because of that decision for them to turn him into a heel.
Yeah, I actually seen that because I was on a few years back. I seen on Peacock they have like the old fights and the old wrestling matches. So I started going through all the old shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? And I seen that shit.
Oh yeah,
I seen that WrestleMania.
Yeah, man, I have that on all the time too. Sometimes when I'm just working, I'll have it on like on Peacock or I had the WWE Network at one time. I think now you can get it on a lot of different platforms, Netflix, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll just have it on in the background. I love wrestling.
Like old stuff or like current stuff?
No, usually older shit. I don't keep up with today's nowadays. Yeah. Like I just because I'm so busy nowadays, and now in 2015 through 2019 or so, my first son, he was like from 5 to 9 in that era, 5 years old, 9 years old, and man, we were going to every WrestleMania. I went to the one in Dallas, WrestleMania 32, 33, 34, and 35. We went to all of them every single year. We were into it, and I was getting back into it with who's the new guys. But now, man, I'm so far out the loop. I really, even watching it, I'm just like, I'm lost. I don't know who the fuck is what.
Right.
It's different now. Even when they had like New Day and all these other guys, like it's like, you remember New Day, right? They always come out dancing all like corny and all like colorful zebras and shit like
back
that.
In the day?
No, like recently in the past 10 years.
These are new guys.
Yeah, it was Kofi Kingston and Big E.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with like the newer people.
Put it this way, it's hard to show somebody who's not a wrestling fan this product that they were putting out at the time. It was too goofy, I wouldn't say goofy, but it's more kids now.
Right.
The Attitude Era was aimed towards young adults and adults at the time, right?
Like, bro, the fucking ladder matches, dog.
It was marketed to the teens. They were trying to say it was for kids, but man, that shit was not for kids, bro. We were all at school cussing and the doing DX t-shirts and stuff. It was just, again, one of those things that it was the time. It's hard to recreate the Attitude Era. They could try, but it's not going to be the same. It's just everything has its time. I'll be watching the girls. There's a lot of women in that shit now. Yeah, see now they're divas, but they're wrestling. At the time, you only had Chyna and like Sable that were wrestlers. Then you had some of the other girls that would wrestle too, Terry, Deborah, all these other people. But it was more of a sex sales for them. They were just valet. They were just to walk the guy, walk him out to the ring, look sexy. But it was just selling sex, right? Now, because of the whole Me Too stuff, and you got to, it's a whole equality and all this. Things are different now.
I like it though. I like seeing the females fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool and a lot of respect for what they do. Like we had, I remember Charlotte and I forget, maybe Becky Lynch. They headlined WrestleMania like maybe 3-4 years ago, where the women's match was the headlining match. The times have changed. You know what I mean? It's different. But it's just, with me, I'm just, it's hard for me to be able to keep up with watching them. I'm just really too busy and I don't want to try to start learning again. Now, I do still tap in with the local markets. Like, shout out to my boy Gino. Basically anybody who started with the Booker T's product over there, Reality of Wrestling.
That's right, because Booker T's in Houston, right? He's from Houston.
I did some stuff with them a while back when my son went and trained over there when he was like 5 or 6. Like they had they had a kids training camp in the summer. You can submit your kid over there, they'll have him come out, do a wrestling match in the ring. His wife would be the one interviewing the kid, and you have a full crowd, crowd of the parents and stuff. It was cool. And then I used to go over there to all those shows, and I got cool with a lot of the wrestlers there. They don't really call themselves wrestlers. There's more like just superstars or athletes. There's different ways, but basically, some of the wrestlers over there I got real cool with. Gino was one of them. We brought him out to 97 a while back. Well, he just got signed to, I want to say it was to AEW. A lot of them are going to AEW right now. Even Brian Keith, he's with AEW now. He was the first wrestler of Swisher House. So Swisher House was pushing a wrestler at the time too, which was Brian Keith. And there's so many different other people too. Roxy, now she's with WWE or is AEW? I think she's with WWE. But she was one of the girls that trained my son too. So to see these young, they were kids, they were still young. They were like 17, 18, 19,
and now they're up there wrestling.
And they're making it. It's like the same joy of seeing OT. It's just, even though I'm not so much into wrestling nowadays, when I see their shit, I'm like, dude, you made it. That's what's up, bro. Some of these guys come over to my crib, smoke some weed and I was like, you're a wrestler? It's dope. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope. To see them blow up too, that's pretty dope. I actually have a wrestling scene on a new video. Shout out to my boy Lil C, the Get Money Pro. It's called Drankin' Ninja Turtles. When you see the video,
Drankin' Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, when you see the video, I have a wrestling match on there with him. Like I'm in the ring, we were in there training. I got to do that maybe about 3-4 months ago. So I'm like the heel, I'm the bad guy in there.
No shit.
But he did a stunner on me and all that. Full wrestling match, a crowd. She was live.
Hell yeah.
So you might see me in some wrestling too. So just keep watching because I am working with a couple people. We're just trying to solidify what it would be. Maybe not wrestling, but some type of host, MC or something. I mean, I love wrestling to where I would still do that too. But right now, currently, you could definitely see me on the boxing, in the boxing era out here in Houston right now.
Age.
Oh yeah.
Pull up.
That's right.
Hell yeah. What's the name of the promotion again?
Texas Combat Sports.
Combat Sports.
Oh yeah. Go follow us. Go check us out online. TexasCombatSportsLLC.com. You can go get the tickets. Go do all that. And of course, you're free. Come out there this Saturday night here in H-Town. See how big we do. We've got a really good card too. So if you want to go see that, go check out the social media pages. It's on 97.9 The Box right now on their social media pages.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to be doing it real big this Saturday. So you got to come out there too, my boy. I got you.
For sure. Infamous Tex. Thanks for coming.
My brother. Boy. Always. For sure.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Till next time.